Hoy vamos a discutir mandatos formales, específicamente los irregulares. As you know, in every single verb tense ever, there are always those verbs that simply refuse to follow the rules. We call those irregular. So today we're going to talk about a few different ways that you can have an irregular formal command. We're going to start with the usted and ustedes commands before I split them into two different videos because I felt that was necessary for the introduction. However, with this one that's definitely not necessary as there is not that much to cover to split them up into separate categories. So we will cover both the usted, which would be the singular, and the ustedes, which would be the plural. We're only going to talk about the affirmative right now because the negative gets a little complicated, and I'd rather let that be a second video. So, here we go. We should first talk about the go verbs. The go verbs are any verb whose yo form in the present tense typically ends in go. You have a selection of them on the side here, some of the most commonly used ones. Salir, hacer, poner, decir, y venir. So basically what you need to know is that if you typically have a verb, like salir, that the yo form in the present tense has a G on it, then its command will also. So it goes from salgo, which is the yo form, then you change the O to an A, and it becomes salga. For hacer, hago becomes haga. Poner goes from pongo to ponga. Decir goes from digo to diga. Venir goes from vengo to venga. So, again, it's if any verb ends with a go in the present tense yo form, then its command will also have that G, but instead of an O on the end, it will be an A. Here are some example sentences. Bring me the pizza. Tráigame la pizza. You'll notice that I stuck me on the end of bring because it is a personal pronoun. Do the homework. Haga la tarea. Leave the house. Salga de la casa. Put the pencil in the backpack. Ponga el lápiz en la mochila. Tell me the truth. Dígame la verdad. Notice that once again I put that personal pronoun on the end of the verb. Come to my house. Venga a mi casa. Some other weirdos you're going to want to look out for. If the verb form, if its yo form ended in oy, for example, estar, the yo form was estoy, then its formal command will be irregular. Now, there is no rule for what you put on the end of these. It's not like, well, if it ends in an oy, then you just take out the O and change it to an A. That's not at all the case. They're all strange in their own little ways, so these you just have to memorize. Okay? So, I've also added to this list saber, which doesn't have the oy in the yo form of the present tense, but it's kind of in a category of its own, and I didn't want to do a whole slide for that. So, your other weirdos are estar, the yo form of which is estoy, but the usted command form is going to be este, accent mark over the E. Please don't forget it. Dar, the yo form in the present tense is doy, but this time the usted command form is going to be de, the E, accent mark over the E. Ser is soy, typically in the yo form of the present tense, but its command form is sea, S-E-A. Ears, yo form of the present tense is boy. Its usted command form is baya. And here's saber. Saber's yo form in the present tense is usually se, S-E accent mark. And its command form is going to be sepa, S-E-P-A. Some example sentences. Be in the library. Esté en la biblioteca. Give me the book. Deme el libro. Be nice. Sea simpático. Go to your friend. Vaya a su amigo. Notice that I used su instead of tu, because these are usted commands. So when I say your, I will want to use the formal version of that, or the one that goes with usted, which is su. And then the last sentence, know the words from chapter 3. Sepa las palabras del capítulo 3. Stem changers! I'm certain that you thought you were completely done with these by now. Not so much. So if a verb stem changed in the present tense, then the formal command will keep that same stem change. If it stem changed at all in the present tense, then the formal command will definitely keep that stem change. So if you'll recall, pedir changed from E to I to become pido. Okay, so the usted command form will be pida. These particular verbs do actually follow the rules for what you put on the end. You know, if it used to be an E that you would have put on the end because it's an ER verb or an IR verb, you now put an A. If it used to be an A that you would put on, you now put an E. So that part is the same as what I taught you in the beginning of the video. You just have to remember that the stem change also goes. Okay, so pensar. Pienso is the yo form. Okay, it's an AR verb, so I'll change the ending to an E. Piense is the command. Dormir was an O to UE stem changer, so the yo form is duermo. I will keep that stem change, but I will change the E that should be on the end to an A and call it duerma. Atender, yo form was atiendo, and the usted command form is atienda. Hervir, which you just learned means to boil. The yo form is hiervo, and the command form is hierba, which incidentally sounds a lot like the word for grass. Entender is entiendo is the yo form. Entienda is the usted command. Poder was an O to UE stem changer, so puedo was the yo form. The usted command is pueda. Freír, which means to fry. Frio is the yo form. Fría is the usted command form. These are just some examples of stem changing verbs. This is obviously not the entire list because there are a lot more. But just remember, any verb that stem changed in the present tense will also stem change in the formal command. Okay, some example sentences. I didn't do a ton of these because, like I said, there are a lot of different verbs that I could have used. So just a few. Ask for help. Pida ayuda. Think about this. Piense en esto. Sleep for 8 hours. Duerma por 8 horas. Understand me. Entiéndame. Fry the fish. Fría el pescado. So that concludes our video on Mandatos formales irregulares. There will be another one coming in which I teach you the negatives. Thanks. Have a nice day.